encourage my students is I encourage them to celebrate, to reflect, and get good quality sleep. The last thing would be is to make things happen rather than have a good day, have a good week, have a good break. Make it a good week, make it a good break, make it a great Christmas.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anthony Dutton and I teach in the Social Science Department here at BCSU. I've been asked to take a moment to talk to you about how I encourage students. I think most faculty will tell you that what they desire in students is to encourage a sort of intrinsic motivation ultimately. But in the classroom, oftentimes that involves us serving as extrinsic motivators and encouraging students to achieve their best. It's important to remember the students that we're working with, they're not children. They're not motivated by candy, they don't want to earn a badge. Essentially what they're looking to do is to develop adult, professional behaviors and understandings. So how I encourage my students is by providing them with positive feedback. It's important that they understand when the work that they're doing is successful, when it's very good. It's also important to provide supportive and constructive criticism. When there are ways to improve the work they're doing, to do so in a way that is supportive of their achieving their ultimate goals. And finally, I think it's important to model supportive adult professional behaviors, sort of interactions that students will have once they're done with the college, university system, and they're out in the workforce, real life experiences. I think these are the forms of encouragement that are most effective for working with students.
I'm Sue Pfeiffer and I'm an associate professor in computer systems and software engineering. I encourage my students to work hard, to persevere, to solve problems. Sometimes there isn't just one way to do something and they have to try new things. It can become pretty frustrating, but I encourage them and remind them that the satisfaction at the end of solving that problem will be worth it. I also like to encourage students by telling them things that I appreciate about their work through feedback in our learning management system. I provide the grade and what they've done well and what they could improve on, but I also like to tell them if I appreciate their approach, especially if it's unique or it shows that they've really put in extra effort.
How do I encourage my students? From the minute they walk in through my door, I make sure that they know that anybody can sing, given a lot of hard work and desire. That talent is just a small portion of what they bring to the table, and that if they show me they want to sing, I will help them in that process. They are valued, they are treasured, their opinions are important to me, and they are treasured by me in a safe environment. That is how I encourage students.
Time and truth. My students tell me that they are encouraged by the time that I spend with them. Over and over again, they tell me that they know that they're important to me, and I think that that's good because they are, and that's the truth. And they know that they can count on me to tell them the truth. And one of my students recently told me that that when I tell them that they can do it, that they believe it, because they've heard me tell the truth when it's not so easy. And I had a very interesting conversation with this student because they told me that my belief in them makes that student believe in themselves. And I thought, wow, it's so easy for me to believe in them. And sometimes I forget how difficult it is for them to believe in themselves. And so that time is well spent, and telling them the truth is imperative. It's so important. They have to trust me. And I'm glad that we have a relationship of trust. I trust my students.